Where are you guys all from? I know these two are from Kentucky. We talked a little bit about that. Where are you from, Becky?
I'm just a half hour away from Hills, Riverside.
And then you guys are from?
Waverly.
Waverly?
No, we're north.
I live in West Point, so
Okay, so
I came to Waverly to bring her down here.
oh, nice. That's so kind of you. Then I have my friend Lana. She came up here for the week with me.
In Missouri.
She's from Missouri. We're from Lake of the Ozarks, so area. Amy, where are you from?
Manchester, which is about 45 miles from here.
Hello, which is
We gotta get you a name tag today, so I know who you are. What's your name?
June.
Okay, and Janine.
Halo, just 10 minutes from here.
Okay,
Anamosa, half hour.
awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. I could start with the basics. Obviously, if you're ruler quilting, you're gonna need, I didn't bring a ruler foot, so I'm gonna go get one to ruler quilt. This is a little bit thicker in its base, and it goes in from the back of the machine, which I have it properly installed on this one. You just take this screw out, and then you install it. You also want to install, based on your machine, you would like it to install a ruler base plate. And how you do that is you unclick these, and you loosen it up, and this goes underneath the lip. I'm going to show you on this machine because it's out already. Underneath the lip of the machine, and just slides right on. And then you're going to clip these up on here and then tighten these two bolts. Usually you can generally slide this to the side of your quilt and then tighten these two bolts. But it's really easy. It slides on there, and then you have a nice base to put your rulers on. But we're going to be working on this machine right here today. I kind of have all my stuff sitting over here. But if you would like to see a particular ruler, we have lots of rulers for sale in our shop today. If you'd like to see a particular one used today, I'm going to start out with these two. And these are one of the ones I use the most, and this one. And I've used this one on the Star Quilt and this Lone Star Quilt over here. And you just take and you move it. I use it for those points to get them right in the middle there. Obviously on a vintage quilt, all your points aren't going to match, but we're going to do the best we can. You can also make flowers with these. You can make several different designs, and I have these available in our shop back there as well. So I'm going to show you a border, and I've already kind of drawn it out so you guys can see what it's going to end up as. And if you guys want to, you guys can come up and look after class or while I'm doing the demonstration. Either way will work for me. So I'm going to turn on my lighting, which I already turned on before class. I'm going to put it in cruise mode, so when I go into those points, it goes into those points nice and even. With the new Quilting diamond, I have a Pro, which a lot of this work was actually done on my Pro. So on a Pro, you're going to turn that dial to your stitches per inch so that you can get nice, even, consistent stitches. There's 4 different modes on this. There's based, obviously, for your top and the sides of your quilt. There's regulated, which is going to make sure it's regulated. When you stop, it stops. There's manual. It's going to go as fast as you go. It kind of goes by speed. Cruise is a little bit of both. So cruise, you can set your stitches per inch and how fast or how slow you're going to be quilting. So I usually set it between 15 and 20 for ruler work and use my cruise mode. So I'm going to show you how to, I would obviously use this handle, and I would push down and pull my bobbin up to start the front of my design. And then I'm going to put a lock stitch right there too as well. And then that's what you're going to take and bury in the quilt after you're done. And then I'm obviously going to start again. And then I would go and line this up. And then I would go back.
You're lining it to the front and the back.
I try and line it point to point. So this point to this point over here. And I kind of traced it out before the class as well. So this point to this point, and then I'll go back and keep redoing that. I mean, it takes time.
So could a person, so let's say you go from here to here, could you turn it and go from here and then here and
Yes, you could.
so you're not having to
Yes.
flip and start?
Yes. So like what she was saying.
Yeah, that one.
And then you can go back. And then I'm going to use regulated like I'm used to on my Pro. And then it's going to stop with me as well. So this would be like what you would do for a border in this particular one. You could also take and do, say you wanted to do a flower. You can do, this would be like your flower petals. Like this one, I missed the actually locking it in, so I would do it again. And then I would just go ahead and go on, because you're probably going to go over that spot anyways when you're using your ruler work.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go this machine right here will tell you when your bobbin's getting low. It'll flash,
Self is a reason to buy a new one.
it'll flash blue if you have a thread break. It'll flash purple that the thread actually broke on it. It'll tell you how much bobbin you actually have left when you've wound a bobbin. I can show you some of those features here at the end of the demonstration. So green to start, obviously. Red when you stop. You guys have seen the green lights when I go. See red when it stops. So I could be over there sewing backings together, and then I look up and I see, oh, it's about to get to the end of a row or something. It's flashing blue. I need to change out the bobbin. I'm gonna go ahead and go up on this to finish out this design. There's also a measure feature on here. The reason I was smoothing that fabric right there, and I didn't go against the ruler, is because I wanted to like make sure there wasn't any wrinkles in there, puckers. And you know, it doesn't have to be exact. People are not going to look that close.
No, they're not.
And then I would go to the center of this and use some of these smaller ones to kind of fill in. So you could even do that for the center of that one as well if you did less. And then you can do other designs around it and, you know, really show off your ruler work.
Very pretty.
Okay, I want to show how to do grid work. Like if you were doing gridding on a quilt like that, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And then someone had asked for a particular round ruler. I'm going to show you guys how to use that as well. But we're going to go to straight line, and then I'll do
Get out of your way.
this one. You can see on the ruler. So right now I'm ratcheting up the quilt to kind of move it a little bit. Okay. And just like if I'm looking at an entire block, we're going to imagine an entire block in here. I kind of use this as a frame, and I decide, hey, what am I actually going to do in here? I'll use my markers or my marking pen to decide what I'm going to do in that block, and then I can use heat erase or friction eraser to take it away.
And you just made that.
I just made this. This is just out of paper. Anybody can do this. You can do it based on the size of you just use a ruler. You can also use your pattern grid. So you can use your pattern grid and take and put that over top of a quilt and decide, hey, I want this block here, and then you can actually have the inches and lines on there. So those are available in our shop as well. I'm going to use this template.
Yeah, isn't that clever?
And this is a quilt pounce chalk pad.
Does that have Do you have trouble getting that out of the fabric? Have you ever had trouble getting it out?
So my husband has come up with a clever way to, and Mr. Fred Nolting talked to me about this when I was in Stover this year. He's the original designer of the Longarm machine. He said that in his big shops, he used to make the big commercial quilts for the hotels, like the Aladdin in Kansas City, and he had several women that would come up to me in that class. They said that they would use the air compressors to actually blow the chalk. So my husband has now cleverly given me an air compressor so I just blow the chalk off of my quilts, and I don't have that problem anymore.
Because I chalked something and I could not get that chalk out for nothing.
Air compressor, it's gone.
But not the canned air because it has a chemical in it.
Yes, not the canned air. An actual air compressor, take it out there, just blow it off, you're good to go.
Do you
So,
have to worry about the chalk getting in your machine? You know,
no. Really, you're oiling from the top. If you're over oiling, then the oil will come out the bottom here. So that's how you know you're kind of over oiling. When you put your bobbin in every 8 hours, this will tell you when you need to do maintenance on it. Hey, it's ready for oil. It'll keep track of that for you. But on my Pro, every other bobbin, I put oil in the bottom of the bobbin.
okay.
So you really don't have to worry about it. So we could talk about how we're going to do gridding. You can you can start with the center line and go this way. And then you can kind of use the ruler lines. I'm just trying to explain it out for everybody. You can use the ruler lines to go back and forth. So I'll use this side line to be able to even it out. So I work in small areas when I'm doing that. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. I knew I was in a bad area.
We can try and. Okay. Does everybody understand what I'm doing? Like I'm trying to do a grid.
Or maybe I should come over there.
So,
Yes, ma'am. Your question?
what if we don't have this template thing? I mean,
You can use it from like a ruler, or take and use your pattern grid and then take and mark, hey, I wanna put this design in the background. Or you start from the center just like we did on this quilt, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna use my 1/4 of an inch and radiate out, and then you would move it over, and that's how you would get this design. And so as you roll the quilt, you would just go farther and farther down on.
Okay.
You had a question, or you
No,
had a
I-
hesitation? How can I help?
When you start, stop, does that not show on your,
So usually you're starting and stopping. You may have to take out maybe a couple of those last stitches, but you just lock it in as you take. I sometimes load quilts on the point and then use my red snappers on the edges as well. There's a particular set of red snappers out there. I'll load it on point if I'm doing like particular work like this. That way I can continue on with that line as far as I can go.
Do you
So-
ever do it with your needle in the down position when you stop?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. Yep,
That
you-
helps.
it
You don't
does help.
Skip a stitch.
Yep.
or anything.
So, several different good points. Any questions, Wendy?
No, you were telling me yesterday though about the feet that you're using.
Oh yeah, so I went over that a little bit at the beginning of class. So, a lot of the machines come with the high vis foot, and you're not able to take and do ruler work with the high vis foot because it's coming from the side. So you're not able to work from all sides or angles. The ruler foot comes in from the back. You just take that screw out and you're able to replace that foot on your machine. And we have some available here in the shop, or you're able to buy it. There's an entire package unit with the screwdriver. It comes with the spoon foot and your couching foot and your ruler foot. It's all available, so you know it's the right screwdriver to change out that so your screw doesn't go bad, and it actually comes with the extra one in there as well. So obviously I would be doing this with a friction pin. Where I put that, I don't know. So we're here to learn. So I'm going about 3 lines over and then just marking my area. Okay, so you would mark it out. And I'm using these 2 lines right here because this would be the center.
So you just pounce the chalk over the stencil.
That is correct.
Okay.
So if you don't have that air compressor, how do you get rid of the chalk? Just wet, damp cloth?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
Lock it in. And if you have on this particular machine, if you like are working on a white on white quilt like that, you can actually change the lighting intensity to cooler or warmer so that like you can see your thread colors on the quilt as well. So obviously you would take more time with marking and things on this. Okay, so that's how you would do a gridded pattern on your work, like the center of there. Everybody can see that? It actually fills that gap for you, and you can flip it around, and so it'll fill that gap for you so you can actually go around the full circle.
It's that piece that.
Yeah, it's
I got it.
but it's not in my box.
I get it. I get it.
These ones also have the designs you can see on here as well. So you can see what different designs you can do with it on the rulers.
So is this whole for anything or just for hanging it up? It's not for attaching or anything, is it?
No, you can hang it up, but also it's to fill that gap when you're using the ruler. So the reason I like the thicker is if I was using that thinner ruler, I would be much closer to my actual fingers than by using one of these. What do we think, guys? Did we do okay?
Yeah, that's really pretty.
But it's like kind of like a Celtic design. You can do more round designs and things like that. So also for I draw it and then figure out, hey, this will look good in this border, this would look good here. If you're doing a flag, you know, you have the the stripes on the flag. You can use the wavy on it. I always tell people 20 minutes a day at your machine. If you like don't know how to thread it, you don't know how to do anything, and you're a basic beginner, 20 minutes a day is 100 hours a year. So just take 20 minutes a day, just like you would to go brush your teeth, or just make it a routine. Take 20 minutes of time for yourself every day and practice. So at the end of the year, you have 100 hours that you've accumulated on learning, teaching yourself, those types of things. It really adds up over time. And actually, after you've gone in there and turned on the machine and became familiar with it, those things are going to get faster, and then you're going to be able to get to quilting a lot faster and learn more things. So if it's something you haven't tried before, just take that 20 minutes of time and take and try it. Did anybody have any other questions for me while we're here?
Well, I'm wondering if you have a Facebook page or something that we can follow you on.
I'm the Quilting She Shed on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things. So, and also if you're ever having an issue with your machine, if you FaceTime me on there, I'll answer the phone and help you. Oh, it's probably this. It's probably.
Search for her name and she should, because there's others in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
It's
I
a
have-
giant red and white quilt as the.
I have the link here if anybody wants me to send it. To them, but
This one? No, I use my straight edge ruler that I was showing in class. I use that all the time. I use a lot of the flowers and the ones that I use. Those are some of my favorites. If you have like a big, like the big flower border one, I like using those. Yeah, that one. And then having the smaller version of that. This one. I use this one almost, and I can walk over to Quilts and show you all the different ways I've used this particular ruler, because you can almost do outside turn points and then go back in, and I can show you how this one works out too. Right, and these handlebars are adjustable, and same with your Pro, they're adjustable. So, I almost adjust these down. I haven't taken and loosened this. I almost adjust these down to where I'm like looking down at what I'm doing.
Well,
in
I
my-
think you'd take more time if you were setting. You wouldn't be
Right.
trying to hurry because, oh, my back or whatever.
Well, and
no, I'm with her.
And I say even on these now, these new machines, I'm able to turn on, you can see on the back, I'm able to turn on a project counter, keeps track of my stitches, keeps track of how long, so I could take a picture of that for a client. If I'm working on a custom piece like this, take a picture of that for my client and charge for my time and my stitches instead of just charging, oh, 1 cent, 1 cent a square inch or whatever, so much an hour. So I'm able to take a picture of that. That's how much time I've spilled on your quilt, and here you go, here's your bill. Any other questions that I can help with? Yeah, so you can even mark it for your borders. Say you're trying to do the center, you can mark it for your borders. Draw your border, like design whatever pantograph design, put that pantograph design underneath there for what you want to do for your border, and then take it off, wipe it away, and do your side borders, or flip your quilt and do your borders at the end.